Thank you, Celestina. Jide, you know, the days ahead are not the best of days for both the government and Kanu.
Yeah. You know, the first thing I want to say is thank the DSS and the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, because consistently on this program we demanded that Kanu should be brought to court, because IPOB had issued a warning that if he was not brought to court, that they would declare 30 days sit at home in the southeast. My own argument had always been that, look, if you said you were going to put him on trial, then why wouldn't you allow him to appear in court to answer for his crime against the state? July 26, he was supposed to be in court as demanded by the judge, but the DSS failed to produce him and gave all kinds of excuses. But thankfully, reason prevailed and they brought him to court. Now we know that there will be no need for 30 days sit at home in the southeast. The prevailing situation in the southeast is that the people fear IPOB more than they fear the state. When the state gives instruction, they don't listen. Well, if IPOB issues an instruction, everyone will stay inside their homes. This is the thing, and it's inflicting pain on our people in the southeast. Businesses are dying because look at this week, for example. For like 3 days, people have really not worked. You know, so we can't go on like this for too long. IPOB has said, look, we will only declare sit at home on the days that Kanu will be brought to court. But we have a band of young men carrying guns, executing an earlier an order that has already been revoked by forcing people to stay in their homes every Monday. Despite the fact IPOB itself has already said, no, we are no longer interested in having people sit at home.
You know, at that point, you are wondering if it is in obedience to IPOB's instruction or having to do with government's difficulty in maintaining law and order.
Neither. The people are scared of being killed by other groups, other separatist groups. Remember, Senator Baribe said, look, there are more than 30 separatist groups now that are out there. The truth is, even IPOB finds it difficult to get these renegade groups to listen to his instruction. Because if IPOB says, no, we are no longer interested in doing sit at home on Mondays, why is the sit at home still being enforced?
Why is it enforced?
And the guys who are enforcing it are clearly not listening to anyone. You know, clearly not listening to anyone. So it's a good thing. And when they were saying we wanted to know whether Nnamdi Kanu is dead or not, I'm happy Nnamdi Kanu was brought to court and everyone could see that he was
alive and well.
Looking, I mean, he was alive and well. In fact, looking robust, meaning that he had not been subjected to torture in detention. So it's a good thing. Let's have him brought to court. He's facing, he has to be seen to be given fair trial, a fair chance to defend himself against the crimes that the state have come up against him. So this is the thing. I'm happy that at least they let reason prevail. We didn't make that demand for nothing. That demand, they listened to that demand, and now there won't be 30-day sit at home in the southeast.
Paul, you know, let's look at it from this angle. The Anambra election is slated for November 6th. Nnamdi Kanu's next date in court is November 10th, 4 days after. Between now and then, do you see any fireworks?
Well, definitely, you know, some people would want to capitalize on the situation like we said, there are other groups that would want to capitalize on the situation in the southeast to foment trouble. You know, many times we've heard IPOB say, look, we're not responsible for this. We're not responsible for this attack and that attack. Even though the authorities readily call IPOB the culprit. But IPOB will always come out to say, we are not the culprit. We were not responsible for this. So I think...
So who is?
Well, God knows.
Besides the unknown gunman.
God knows. This is why when I hear the authorities say IPOB, sometimes I'm not speaking for IPOB, but sometimes you want to hold it with a pinch of salt, because when you say IPOB, ESN, have you arrested them? Where is the evidence? And that is also, I'm also very concerned in this, similarly with this case. I hope that the DSS, the AGF, have prepared their case very well. I have seen.
So we don't have a long drawn out thing.
A long drawn out thing. We've seen cases that were dismissed because of lack of diligent prosecution, because the evidence brought against the defendant or accused person is very weak. There was one interesting case that we're all aware of. The mother of Kudirat Abiola. Okay. And you know, that case, it was of public interest. And then I was a judiciary correspondent then. I was there when the High Court sentenced the accused persons to death. And I was there when the three wise men of the appeal court. And when they started giving reasons, there was no ballistics reports. The judges said, look, there was no doubt that Kudirat Abiola was killed. Who killed her is the person in this court. So we need to, they need to prepare their case very well. It is in the interest of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is in the interest of DSS. It is in the interest of Nnamdi Kanu that be given a fair trial. And then I also think that I also hope that there will not be frivolous preliminary objections. Of course, Kanu had the right to. He has just filed a preliminary objection now, contesting the jurisdiction of the court. It's common, they do that.
In law, jurisdiction is key.
Jurisdiction is key. But I hope that the judge will also be courageous enough not to entertain frivolous applications from lawyers.
Jide, quickly before we bury this story, from Onitsha Bridgehead to Ebonyi State, no Igbo leader or government of note will openly dissociate himself or its group from the IPOB.
Yeah, but the
natural.
I've seen that's not entirely correct. I've seen Ohaneze say, look, this idea of inflicting pain on our people, enough is enough. We saw the bishops from the southeast come together to say, look, the killing of our people, enough is enough. This has to end. No one is happy with the way people are being killed needlessly by these groups. And all they are asking for is, look, while the case is on, let's not rule out the possibility of dialogue. And I've said that I agree with them, because you look at a country like Colombia, after more than 60 years of engaging the rebels and unable to defeat the FARC rebels, they've now decided to come to a round table. And the killings have gone down drastically. The killings are only happening on a minute scale, and it's the renegades that are behind that.
That's it.
You know, that's why I can't dismiss totally the possibility that, okay, new groups have come up, just as it did even with Boko Haram. We started having factions, Ansaru and the rest of them operating at different levels. So this is the thing. Because of the issue of Igbo marginalization that is yet to be addressed, you know, IPOB talks about marginalization all the time. It will be difficult for a prominent Igbo person to come out and say, look, we hate everything that IPOB stands for. They know that there is to some extent, there is a message. You know, so because of that, they are being careful. But they have remembered that even the former Ohaneze leader, Nwodo, has told the IPOB, look, don't abuse Nigerian leaders. Don't call Nigeria a zoo. Don't do this, don't do that. So there are some of them who have come out to say this is wrong. You know, you can imagine when an Igbo leader like Eke Kuremadu gets beaten up in public outside of Nigeria, nobody will be happy to see that happen. Nobody will say that was right. But now we have a situation in which all that they are after is let's have peace. These killings need to stop. Nobody knows who will be the next victim. We have election in Anambra. Parties can campaign openly. Some of them are taking their campaigns to Asaba. You know, that is not a good situation. All that they want is let's have peace. Let's have peace. No, but they also know that security, if the people's security were guaranteed, you will see people come out a lot more to denounce what the group stands for. But if you do that, you are not sure that you won't be wasted. They can't trust the government enough to protect them. That's why they are being careful.